At the time of recording this video, I might have already edited, uploaded, and I guess recorded in that sense, another video that I made basically about fandoms that I felt that made me want to, let's not say self-harm, but I guess we can say self-harm. For fandoms that made me want to self-harm, essentially. Yeah, in that video, I went over Kanye and a couple of anime fandoms. And while that is true, I feel like it didn't touch the mark on all of them. There's still so many more fandoms that I feel like are very bad. But in this video, we're going to go over a couple more. Why don't you? First things first, we got Drake fans. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Drake fans is one of the main reasons why I even decided to record this video today. As of recent, Drake has released a R&B album with Party Next Door called Sexy Songs for You or something of that nature. Now, I like some of Drake's older songs. I was never a big fan. I was never like a crazy big fan of him though. He just made a lot of good songs. He's like, we can't deny the fact that he's a great artist. He knows how to make a good hit, if we're being honest. Or at least he did. Something just happened where during the Drake beef, that shit just switched. But this isn't even focusing on his music. This is focusing on how fans reacted to it. Now, if you're still going to listen to Drake, I don't care. That's your Spotify or Apple Music or SoundCloud or YouTube or whatever you listen to. But if you're going to sit here and say that, like, oh yeah, he still got it. I mean, yeah, he still got it, I guess. But I think the main issue is that now everything that Drake does, somehow, some way, they're trying to make it about Kendrick and the beef. When, if you're a working adult who's employed and have other things going on with your life, 9 times out of 10, you're not worried about that. Like, just being honest. Like, if you actually have things going on in your life, you're not worried about a random rap beef that took place almost a year ago. Like, it's the big 2025. Like, yeah, you can still listen to the diss songs. They're still good songs, I guess, but there's no way you're actively like keeping up with this, and that's exactly what Drake fans are doing. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of Kendrick fans are still guilty of this as well. I'm not saying it's just Drake fans, but Kendrick fans are like really guilty of it. I mean, Kendrick and Drake fans are really guilty of it because they're having this superiority contest of who can I dick ride harder, and this superiority contest of who my favorite rapper is better than your favorite rapper, which I guess doesn't really matter anymore. Who actually cares? What really should happen is they need to investigate that nigga Drake and see if he needs to take fucking, we have the evidence that nigga did that shit. They need to see if that nigga needs to like go to court for this shit. But unfortunately, you know how the justice system is when it comes to anything sexual assaults. Them niggas don't care. So 9 times out of 10, that's probably not even happening. They're still trying to drag this beef, and both of these artists realize this, so they keep saying shit about it so they can get more clicks. And I'm not saying that Kendrick is like really crazy about the beef. He's like, oh yeah, I gotta write this song to make sure that people know that I'm talking about Drake. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying that he might throw a bar in there or two just to get people thinking, oh, maybe it still is about the beef. When 9 times out of 10, knowing Kendrick, it's multi-layered, which it could still be about the beef, but there's probably like a double entendre somewhere where he's like actually talking about like injustices in America or some shit. People aren't looking at the bigger picture 9 times out of 10. They're usually just thinking of the smallest shit. This Super Bowl halftime was a prime example of that, but that's probably another video for a different day as well. I guess this next tidbit would be about basically fandoms of mostly underground rappers. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Oh yeah, you're not speaking of anybody specifically, you're just talking about underground rap. And Devin, you covered underground rap on the channel before, which is true. But the problem is that a lot of these underground rappers be just very problematic, if not worse than the mainstream ones from time to time. Even if we take rappers like Jace, for example, he is one of those rappers who has made a plethora of songs. People call him the underground king, things of that nature. But the main issue with that is that he's not really the underground king. That nigga's, I'm not gonna say he sucks, but like that nigga is just constantly bullying people through diss tracks and through the diss wars and song wars and shit on fucking Black Boy Max's stream. Like, this nigga Jace has been underground since the fucking Heian era. Are we starting to realize that this nigga might not actually be good enough to go mainstream, or he's too problematic to go mainstream? And that's not even trying to like bash Jace, because I like some of his songs, but let's take it for what it is. The nigga is simply just sitting there making diss songs about other niggas. His biggest songs are, I'm not saying his biggest songs, but most of his hype within the last few years have just been him dissing other people and him calling out other people. Like, okay, yeah, like it's good to know that you're exposing other underground rappers for touching kids, but to be honest, most of the underground already knew that. And the problem with the fandom is that them niggas know that and don't care. And it just keeps going back into that separating the art from the artist bullshit that people keep trying to do. Let's take Autumn, for example. Autumn made an album that I really liked until I figured out that that nigga was a 10-time champion of touching kids. Then I was like, okay, I can't be listening to this nigga's music anymore. Because I liked some of his songs where he was able to mix melodies about love. But the problem is, if you're making love songs and you're touching kids in your day-to-day life, guess who the love song's about? It's not hard to, it's not just shit like that where I'm just like, bro, there's no way we can be genuinely serious about this without looking at all the facts. The facts is that nigga is like a 12-time offender. He's not convicted, but he has been caught talking to high schoolers consistently. You know, like in Summers, I think he had a couple of instances himself where I'm just like, bro, it's getting to a point where these underground rappers, we need to, I think it's time we need a new batch. I think we need a new batch of underground rappers. I heard K3 was pretty cool. She makes pretty good music. But no, like this, but just generally the scene of underground niggas or their fandoms are kind of weird because a lot of them niggas would make it their entire personality that they listen solely just to underground rap music. And I don't really vibe with that. I think that's kind of weird. I think that's really fucking weird. But I don't know. I think I make that general point to say that a lot of fan bases that be in anime and gaming, and because I didn't even go over like some of the weird ass gaming fan bases yet, but anime, gaming, hip hop, a lot of them are just weird. Just flat out. A lot of them are just really weird. I don't like it because why are y'all out here just talking crazy to people or making it your whole personality that you fuck with this one thing? I feel like that's actually weird because we are multifaceted human beings. So, I don't know. That was just me. I just had some more people to vent about. That's probably gonna be my last one on that until someone just brings up something else. Oh no, because there's too many I can name, like Dandanon fans. But no, yeah, if you like this video, tell me what fandoms you say are weird in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one.